Tonight, breaking news, authorities say a sniper on a roof opening fire at an ICE facility. The deadly shooting in Dallas, 3 ICE detainees shot. At least 1 victim killed, the suspect identified. The FBI saying casings recovered, a bullet with a message, and what they know so far. Also tonight, the dangerous scene in Los Angeles. The police chase a semi-truck, a suspect, and for a time, authorities trying to figure out if there is a hostage. Officers using a SWAT vehicle to ram the truck. Millions watching Jimmy Kimmel's return to late-night TV. Kimmel emotional at times, addressing his own words and the issue of free speech amid this fierce debate across the country. Thanking viewers, thanking many conservatives, and then the moment he turned the attention to Charlie Kirk's widow, what he said about Erica Kirk. Tonight, the storms, the watch is up right now. Severe storms from Texas right up through Virginia. Damaging winds. Also tonight, all eyes now on the Atlantic. Hurricane Gabrielle already, and now Tropical Storm Umberto, likely to become a hurricane next. The current track headed east, and the 3rd tropical threat right behind it. So Lee Goldberg is here to time it out, the potential paths, the early models tonight. Also, the devastating images coming in, a deadly super typhoon, walls of water, rushing through a luxury hotel, knocking guests off their feet. Just days after President Trump publicly urged Attorney General Pam Bondi to go after his political enemies, tonight sources tell ABC News the Justice Department plans to likely seek an indictment against former FBI Director James Comey. The frightening scene in the ball field, the Cleveland Guardians batter hit in the face by a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. We do have news on his condition tonight. The images just in, police say more than 20 masked suspects smashing their way into this jewelry store. An alleged trespasser arrested near Travis Kelce's home. Authorities say he and Taylor Swift were believed to be there. Tonight, the new explanation behind that moment. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump and the escalator that stopped. What the UN now says was the cause. Tonight, President Trump now calling for an investigation. And America strong tonight, the man determined to become a firefighter, but afraid of heights.
Woo! I got all slipping.
What his fellow firefighters were determined to do for him. And you'll see what happened just days later.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight here with the deadly sniper attack. A gunman on a roof targeting an ICE facility in Dallas. 3 detainees shot, 1 killed, 2 in critical condition. Tonight, the alleged shooter now identified. ICE officials say the gunman fired indiscriminately at the building in a transport van carrying detainees. The victims were inside the van. No ICE agents were wounded. Police and the FBI describing the shooting as a sniper-style attack from a rooftop looking down on the facility. Authorities on the scene recovering rounds of ammunition, a shell casing found with a message. The suspect, 29-year-old Joshua John, police say he took his own life. The FBI now searching for a possible motive. Tonight, ICE facilities across the country increasing security. ABC's Mireya Villarreal leading us off tonight. She's on the scene in Dallas.
Tonight, ICE detention facilities nationwide on high alert after a sniper rained bullets from a rooftop on a van filled with detainees, killing 1 detainee and wounding 2 more in what authorities are calling an act of targeted violence against the agency.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
Authorities say the suspect, identified as 29-year-old Joshua John, was firing indiscriminately. These images showing windows and an American flag display riddled with bullets. FBI agents seen gathering evidence on a nearby rooftop where FBI Director Kash Patel revealed they found these rounds of ammunition with writings on one of them reading anti-ICE. SWAT teams swarming the scene in Dallas just after 6:40 a.m., responding to reports of a man with a rifle firing down from a nearby rooftop on the secure entryway called a sally port as a van was transporting detainees. Myra from Nicaragua telling me she was inside the facility waiting for her immigration status check-in when she heard the shots. Her daughter, who was on a call outside in her vehicle, recording those gunshots.
We later learned that we had 4 individuals that were shot, 2 of them deceased, including the shooter.
Police say the suspect's vehicle had a poster taped to the rear fender showing a map of alleged nuclear fallout. It appears to be from a book that advocates against the use of nuclear weapons. It's not clear what the link is to the alleged attack. Today's attack coming 2 weeks to the day after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Casings found at the scene of that assassination also bore written messages, according to law enforcement. Vice President Vance late today on this latest attack.
There's some evidence that we have that's not yet public, but we know this person was politically motivated.
While critics say the mask-wearing, often plainclothes ICE officers terrorize communities. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons says they're just doing their jobs, and he says attacks on ICE officers are up 1,000% since January.
1,000% more than we ever had, and it's just getting worse, and these keep getting elevated and elevated.
Last month, this man was arrested at this same facility after authorities say he threatened to detonate a bomb in a backpack. And they say multiple armed assailants in tactical gear attacked an ICE facility in Alvarado, Texas on July 4th. One officer was wounded. This latest shooting comes amid a new poll tonight asking Americans, how serious a problem do you think political violence is today? 71% say it's very serious. 22% say somewhat serious. And when asked, do you think the way people talk about politics these days is contributing to the violence here? 82% said yes. And David, just a few minutes ago, we actually saw FBI agents climbing down those stairs right there. I've been able to confirm with law enforcement. They do believe that is where the shooter was perched this morning, taking the alleged shots. But we've also spoken with friends, people that knew the suspect. They say he was more of a gamer and not interested in politics. David?
Mireya tonight. Mireya, thank you. Now to the dangerous scene outside Los Angeles. The dramatic images playing out on live TV today. The police chase a semi-truck, a suspect, and for a time, authorities trying to figure out if there was a hostage. Officers using a SWAT vehicle to ram the truck. Kayna Whitworth now from Los Angeles.
Tonight, the driver of a big rig that police say was possibly stolen, leading authorities on a dangerous high-speed chase outside Los Angeles.
Boy, that's so dangerous. The potential of a semi like that, just the weight alone, if it hits someone, certainly could injure them.
Police believing the suspect may have had a hostage, a passenger inside the truck appearing from the window mid-chase and then going to the back of the cab.
Oh, my goodness, we never see this.
An armored Bearcat then slamming into the side of the semi. It started just before 10 a.m. Authorities say police attempted a traffic stop after discovering the truck had the wrong license plate. The driver fleeing, leading police on an hours-long chase through residential neighborhoods.
Here he goes, he's going to pit him.
Authorities eventually swarming the semi, pinning the truck with patrol cars and that Bearcat. Officers approaching, guns drawn. After a brief standoff, that driver exiting the truck, the passenger also emerging with his hands up.
I've never seen something like this happen in front of my eyes where SWAT and police teams are, pulling people out of a vehicle at gunpoint.
And David, police right now are trying to determine the relationship between the passenger and the driver, but say that both men were wanted for grand theft auto. David.
Quite a scene today, Kayna. Thank you. We turn tonight to the millions of people watching Jimmy Kimmel's return to late-night TV. Kimmel emotional at times, addressing his own words and addressing the fierce debate over free speech in this country. Kimmel thanking viewers, thanking many conservatives, and then the moment he turned the attention to Charlie Kirk's widow. What he said about Erica Kirk. Trevor Ault from Los Angeles.
Jimmy Kimmel! Amid a fierce debate in this country over protecting freedom of speech, last night millions tuning in for Jimmy Kimmel's return. Kimmel using humor to get started.
Thank you. Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted.
But it was clear he recognized the stakes.
I'm happy to be here tonight with you.
In a 17-minute monologue, Kimmel was visibly emotional at times, addressing the criticism after comments he made last week about the ideology of the suspect in Charlie Kirk's murder. He acknowledged what he said was ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both.
But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it.
And Kimmel reminded viewers about what he said in those first hours after Charlie Kirk was killed.
I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do.
Kimmel thanked fellow comedians. He thanked the many conservatives who defended free speech, along with influential podcaster Joe Rogan.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
And he offered gratitude to the millions of viewers and those who don't watch his show, but who still argued protecting free speech is the bigger issue here.
I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
President Trump criticized ABC for putting Kimmel back on the air, saying in part his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny? Kimmel pushing back after President Trump's FCC chairman last week put pressure on some ABC affiliate stations not to carry the show.
A government threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American. That's anti-American.
And near the end of his 17-minute opening, he turned the attention to someone else, Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica.
On Sunday, Erica Kirk forgave the man who shot her husband. She forgave him. That is an example we should follow.
And David, Jimmy Kimmel did acknowledge some ABC affiliate stations are still not broadcasting his show. Nexstar owns a group of them. Tonight, they are saying they've been having some productive conversations with Disney. And David, we did also just learn that last night more than 6 million viewers were watching Kimmel's program, and that monologue had more than 26 million views on YouTube and social media. David.
Trevor Ault in Los Angeles again tonight. Thank you. This evening, we're tracking severe storms from Texas right up through Virginia, and all eyes tonight now on the Atlantic again. Hurricane Gabrielle already, and now Tropical Storm Umberto likely to become a hurricane, and a third tropical threat right behind it. Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg from WABC is here with us tonight. Hey, Lee.
Hey, David. So let's tackle the severe weather first, because we have a dangerous storm over southern Louisiana. There's a tornado warning right now, and that's north of Lafayette. This is along a front that extends all the way from Houston to New York City, and there are heavy thunderstorms along it. We have some heavy downpours that can be over southeast Texas to western Kentucky. Now, we need that front to get over to the east coast to start steering some of these tropical systems away. Of course, Gabrielle is headed toward the Azores. Umberto formed this afternoon. This could be a strong hurricane near Bermuda early next week. And then there's that other system bringing thunderstorms to Puerto Rico. Could be a depression near the Bahamas over the weekend. Now, with the pattern in place, David, the front along the coast, odds are it recurves away from the coast. But this is going to be too close for comfort. Maybe some tropical showers southeast coast and wave action next week.
Yes,
David?
We're all hopeful it curves away, but we'll continue to watch it. Thanks, Lee. Tonight, the devastating images coming in. More than 2 million evacuated as a super typhoon slams into Hong Kong and southern China. Look at this. Video circulating online showing a massive wall of water bursting through the doors of a luxury hotel. Guests knocked right off their feet. Powerful winds and heavy rain. Water rescues are underway tonight. First responders now searching for the missing. Back here at home in Washington tonight, just days after President Trump publicly urged Attorney General Pam Bondi to go after his political enemies. Sources tonight now telling ABC News the Justice Department plans to likely seek an indictment now against former FBI Director James Comey. Here's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, sources tell ABC News federal prosecutors plan to seek an indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, just days after President Trump publicly directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to do so. Comey is a longtime Trump nemesis, ever since the president fired him early in his first term.
I've seen the tweet about tapes. Lordy, I hope they're tapes.
He's also a controversial figure for Democrats, many of whom think he cost Hillary Clinton the presidency by reopening the investigation into her private email server just 11 days before the 2016 election, only to clear her days later. Over the weekend, Trump directly urged the Attorney General to go after several of his political enemies, including Comey, calling him guilty as hell, adding nothing is being done, and we can't delay any longer.
We have to act fast. If they're not guilty, that's fine. If they are guilty or if they should be charged, they should be charged. And we have to do it now.
He ordered Bondi to install one of his former personal lawyers, Lindsay Halligan, as the new U.S. Attorney for Eastern Virginia, the office that had been investigating Comey for 3 months, saying Halligan would get things moving.
Hi, how are you?
But when Halligan reported to work Monday, sources tell ABC News prosecutors presented her with a memo recommending that Comey not be charged with a crime, saying there was not enough evidence. But tonight, sources tell us Halligan is poised to ignore that recommendation and try to seek an indictment anyway, and that she will soon attempt to convince a grand jury there is probable cause to charge Comey with lying to Congress and obstruction of justice. She knows the clock is ticking. The statute of limitations to seek an indictment against James Comey runs out next week.
And David Halligan, an insurance attorney, has never prosecuted a criminal case, and the bar for an indictment like this is high. DOJ requires prosecutors only seek charges if they believe they can obtain a conviction, and prosecutors have already warned Halligan they don't believe the evidence is there. David.
All right, Mary, thanks so much. When we come back tonight, the frightening scene on the ball field, the Cleveland Guardians batter hit in the face. This was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Wow, we have news on his condition in a moment. Also, the images just in tonight, police say more than 20 masked suspects smashing their way into this store. And the new explanation tonight behind that moment on the escalator suddenly stopping with President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, what the UN is now saying. The president moments ago in his comments, he's not happy. Tonight, Cleveland Guardians designated hitter David Fry is out of the hospital after being hit in the face with a 99-mile-per-hour pitch in last night's game against Detroit. He sustained multiple fractures, but he is expected to make a full recovery, and that is good news. Police say more than 20 masked suspects smashed their way into a jewelry store in San Ramon, California. The masked suspects, some of them armed using tools to open those displays. Police say some of the jewelry has been recovered, several suspects now in custody. When we come back tonight, the new explanation now why that escalator suddenly stopped when President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump got on it at the UN, and what the president is now saying moments ago. And America Strong, terrified of heights, but what his fellow firefighters did for him. You have to see this. To the Index, the UN tonight with an explanation now for that escalator mishap involving President Trump and the First Lady. A UN spokesperson saying a White House videographer may have accidentally triggered a safety mechanism that stopped the escalator just as the president and First Lady got on. The president moments ago calling for an investigation over the escalator and the teleprompter at the UN. Tonight, Kansas authorities say a man was arrested outside Travis Kelce's home, allegedly attempting to serve Taylor Swift deposition papers in actor Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Blake Lively. People magazine reports Kelce and Swift were believed to be home. The man was arrested for criminal trespassing. When we come back here tonight, what happens when you want to be a firefighter, but you're afraid of heights? You'll see it. Finally tonight, he dreamed of becoming a firefighter, but there was just one thing in his way. Tonight in Houston, the man determined to become a firefighter, but terrified of heights. And the firefighters determined to help get him there. For years now, Avion Anderson has wanted to be a firefighter to serve his community, working full-time at Sheldon Community Fire and Rescue. The fire department requires a rope rescue certification in the event someone in distress needs to be lowered from a tall building using a rescue basket.
Okay.
The problem is, Avion has a fear of heights, but he refused to let that stop him from achieving his dream.
Oh, I'm slipping. I'm slipping. Oh, I'm slipping.
Day one of training, it was rough.
Oh, I'm slipping.
This is Avion. His fellow firefighters telling him, "You got this."
All right, I'm good.
Making it a few steps down and then joking, "Can I come back up?"
This is good. Now I come up. Oh!
Day two, Avion back at it. This time strapped in the rescue basket so his fellow trainees could practice lowering him to safety. Not fun for Avion. Day three. Avion now hanging while strapped in that rescue basket. His fellow firefighters, you can hear them encouraging him.
Oh my God!
You're doing good, bro. Hey, you're doing good.
His fellow firefighters recording each day to show him his own progress. And then Avion sharing the videos to inspire others to face their fears. Tonight, those videos now watched by millions. And look at this. Day four, the remarkable achievement.
There you go.
Go lower on the rope.
Avion calm, slow, steady, making
Bring
his
your
way
hands
down.
closer to you, Avion.
And right here tonight,
Hi, David.
firefighter Avion Anderson, back on solid ground, back at the fire station.
It's about facing fears, one step at a time. At the end of the day, without my crew, I wouldn't have been able to push through it. So I thank them for the support. That's what being a firefighter is all about, is getting over challenges.
Those firefighters had his back. Now he's got ours. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. And now, ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the third year in a row.